Why don't you?
I don't. How do you do that?
Okay.
Just sit at the big table.
I am. All right, Brian, did she get it figured out?
Yes.
Yep, I think so. All right, we'll call the meeting to order. This is the Board of Adjustments regular meeting for Monday, May 8th, 2023. We'll do a roll call
Brian Vogel,
here.
David Matthews,
Yeah.
Brian Fiddler,
Ben, yes.
Ben.
Present.
sorry, Mike Freeman, Caleb Fairley.
We get a motion to approve the
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda. That's fine.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Agenda passes. We get approval for the minutes.
Move.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes pass. Then we'll need a motion to approve the 2023 Board of Adjustments meeting schedule.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? All right. Now we'll get down to business. So I'll start the public hearing at
532.
5:32. And this is to consider approval for a special use permit request to the City of Hiawatha Unified Development Code, sections 165.25, to allow a group child daycare home in an R1 zone as described in chapter 165.85, submitted by Heather Deppy for the property known as Hiawatha North 30th, Lot 9 in Lynn County, Iowa. Was there any written or oral comments received by the clerk?
There was not.
Okay. Is anyone present to speak in behalf of the request?
Come to the microphone. Introduce yourself and tell us what you got in mind.
I'm Rosa Buggy actually, and Heather Duffy is my partner. We both have the daycare license.
Okay. Is there any questions any of you guys had from the material that you reviewed?
From the pictures submitted today, the fence is completely covered now,
Yes.
all the way around? Okay.
The other thing of interest, which is coming around now, is the parking, if I might. There was a little bit of concern on staff's side that that is a regulated parking area in certain specific times. And it has to do with games associated with St. Elizabeth's church.
Right.
I don't know what the timing of those games are. However, I do know that in their situation, they're only required to have 2 parking spaces, which they have in the driveway. But in times when there are no games, the streets are also available for parking. It appears that the only time there might be an issue is if there is a game during the main drop-off and pickup times.
What is the main time for pickup?
For pickup, 5 is our latest. Most of our families pick up probably around 4:30. So I have noticed the game stuff starts about 5.
So there could be a little bit of,
Every now and then.
And this would be only during the daytime hours that you babysit, you don't do any evenings or?
No.
Okay. Be here, babysit.
We're pretty fast about pickup and drop off.
Yeah.
They
Very
don't-
specific, I remember when my daughters were in it, they were very specific, no later than, and a certain start time, so, okay.
Yep, it's very fast.
Are there any additional staff comments?
The only other additional staff comment is a note on the number of children. I need to get a little feedback from you regarding how we want to move forward with adjusting our ordinance to match the new state requirements and allowances for home daycares. Home daycares used to be listed at anything more than 6 but less than 12 would qualify as a home daycare. The new rules now allow different licenses for up to 16 children, class A, B, and C. A license would be up to 6, and a B would be up to 12, and the C would be up to 16 children. The most closely aligned with our current ordinance would allow the class B up to 12 children, which would be an increase of 1 more child. The other thing it would do on the bottom side is it may require us to, or in order to stay in line, we may want to adjust to less than 16 requiring a permit rather than less than 6, rather than 6 or more. But I'll see exactly what that language is and try to align those so they're exactly the way the state needs. There's no sense for us to require a license where the state doesn't require a license. Correct. And then on the top side, the question is, do you want us to move to the 16, which it will be allowed for home residential daycares? Am I correct?
Yes.
Is that a part of this?
That's not a part of this.
Okay.
That would be for us to consider to bring forward as a code change.
So if you have 16 kids, how many families would that typically be? Would it be 16? Or
Well, it depends on if they have siblings.
What are you at right now with 12 children? How many families are you serving?
Probably 10.
It's not a big difference.
and so if you move to 16, then call it 14 cars every morning, 14 at night. Then I could see that.
There would be like different times, like I would say our busiest time would be 7:30ish. And then maybe again around 8:15, and then it's pretty much dies off. And then it's probably 4:15 to 5 would be our busiest time frame.
Yeah, so you would be looking at, so if you say it in percentages from 12 to 16%, you get another 20%.
And it all depends on how the home daycares run, where we do pick up and drop off outside or, well, temporarily it's outside because our garage door is broke. So when our garage door is fixed, we're waiting for the new one. We'll have a step inside. And it's pretty fast. We pretty much grab the child. If there's anything, either one of us need to communicate back and forth, then we. So probably less than 3 minutes, most times, appropriately.
It's not a question here. Do you transport to school? You don't? Okay. I knew that was a situation many years ago.
Okay,
Um,
no, we don't even address that component.
No,
Yeah.
The number of, sorry, the number of adults per student does change from 12 to 16. You are required to have another adult.
third one.
I don't know if there's a third one.
We have to have two, me and Heather have to be there at all times if we're above.
From 6 to 12?
Yeah.
You have to,
You have to have
If we get down to 8, one of us, I think it's 8 or. I can't remember.
But once you get past
When I
12.
get to like a certain number, I can be by myself still.
I think
But
I break
until
up.
then, she
Yeah.
has to be present.
now, I'm sure that's the way most places work. You start off with, maybe you have all of them. I see them in the morning dropping kids off at places at 6 o'clock. Usually 6:30 is about when they start dropping.
Sure.
Yeah,
Kids
we're
off.
7 to 5.
7 to 5, yeah.
is there any square footage requirements when you get to 16?
That is all based on state rules. So we probably wouldn't try to get into that depth in ours.
Yeah, state comes to your home.
I'm just curious if there's any probability, like, would it be out of the question for somebody to even get to the point of having 16? Like, is the requirement so stringent that it's,
It could be restrictive for somebody that's doing it in a rental rather than a single family home. There might be a duplex or a townhouse that would be too small for 16.
Yeah,
For most single family.
but the state would
okay,
catch that.
Yeah, the state would.
right?
Well, I don't need
Good
daycare anymore, but I know when we did, it was a challenge sometimes finding spots for your kids. So, I mean, it's a good thing to,
Yeah.
I mean, so what do we need to do to align the city code with the state? Is that a separate meeting? That's something for
Yes, what
council?
we'll do is I'll take your direction and we'll write up the code change and the rationale for it. And then we'll bring that back to you to consider as a recommendation to council.
At a regular meeting here.
I don't know that it would ever come to the Board of Adjustment,
Okay,
to tell you the truth.
might be go just.
I think it'll go to planning and zoning.
then-
And it may not even go to planning and zoning. It may go directly to council.
Yeah, it seems like a good thing to me.
But if I have a little bit of feedback from you guys, I can at least say what you guys are thinking.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should align ours with the state. Okay. Any other questions you have for us?
No, we've been doing this for 25 years now. They can go a long time.
Thank you. Any other comments up here?
And we did talk to all of our families who respected me, my property. We handle all that, which we always do anyways.
Okay, well, I guess there's no one else in the audience to
Speak against it.
for or against.
Hey, we're lucky to have an audience sometimes.
Yeah.
Close.
I'll end the public input,
542.
5:42.
All right.
Can I get a motion?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Ben Fidler.
Aye.
Mike Freeman. Dave Matthews.
Aye.
Brian Vogel.
Aye.
All
Okay,
right.
just motion to adjourn.
Motion.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Well, there you go.
Thank you.
14 minutes, that's a long meeting.